Now, in this entire session, I'll be covering a few things. The first is what are the various opportunities for pharmacy professionals? Are we ready for those opportunities? Of course, a lot of opportunities are there, but are we actually ready? Then how to get job and what are the elements of resume, how to plan it, how to email it. And finally, if time permits, I'll try to give a little demo on LinkedIn. So what is there to cheer up in this COVID-19 situation? Is there something to cheer up in this COVID-19 situation? COVID-19 has impacted the entire industry, all the industry, really in a bad way, right? Many of the companies have gone bankrupt. Some of them have discontinued their productions. They have shut down their offices. Tons and thousands of employees have gone, lost their jobs. While the pandemic continues, many of the giants, not the pharmaceutical companies, are facing the failure of crisis. However, amid all this crisis, there is something to cheer up for our profession, that is pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical industry is an important part of healthcare industry and has survived and will thrive through the ages. So let's cheer up. If you see this particular image here, every industry is severely impacted by COVID-19 situation, except the pharmaceutical industry and the healthcare industry overall, right? So let's share. Let's start the presentation now. Shall we start the presentation? Let's start the presentation. So what are the various opportunities for Pharm Days? The Pharm Days can be employed in various organizations and industries. They can be employed in colleges. They can also be employed in hospitals. These are the main three opportunities for all the Pharm Days. Did I miss anything? Participants, did I miss anything? Please, you can use the chat box, to put your comments if I miss any opportunity here.
Okay, sir, I'll let them know, sir.
The objective is to keep the interaction going so that, I understand that you're, following me and we can, continue the interaction from there. So please use the chat box to tell me if I'm missing out anything. And whenever I'm asking some questions, we'll just keep on using the chat tool. Okay. So, there are some charts which say, clinical research, R&D and all of that, right? So if you see my previous slide, the industry and the colleges covers all of that, right? So research, again, R&D, research, everything is covered in the organizations, right? So there are newer opportunities now, right? So what are those newer opportunities? The first opportunity is in the medical devices segment. As and when there's new diseases, crop in, lot of medical devices companies start, and then there is always an opportunity for our pharmacy professionals in these medical devices companies. There is a requirement in insurance companies. Now, what a pharmacy professional will do in an insurance company? This is an important aspect. You know why? Because all these medications that the hospitals give a claim to, right? The insurance company get that validated through doctors and pharmacy professionals at the back end. All these years, doctors have been playing an important role here, but now pharmacy professionals and clinical pharmacy, pharmacists from clinical background are coming into picture and they are helping. The third one is e-commerce. Like a lot of e-commerce portals have started. They have started delivery of online medicines, and at the back end, they need a pharmacy professionals to evaluate the prescriptions which are uploaded to these portals. And PharmDs, B-Pharms and pharmacists from clinical pharmacy backgrounds are playing an important role there. Now there are a lot of consulting firms which employ our PharmD professionals and other pharmacist professionals. Like some of the consulting firms are KPMG, Indigene, And gym. This is again, the latest trend to hire pharmacy professionals and people from nutrition background to guide the gym attendees. The these people help them to understand the use of nutritional supplements and various other supplements which are advised to the people in gym. And what? There are many, right? The COVID-19 situation has, initiated a lot of opportunities, specifically opportunities which require work from home options. So even those opportunities which were not there earlier, have, they have started showing up, and companies which hesitated to give work from home options earlier have now no choice left, but they have to, initiate the work from home options. And this is specifically for qualified pharmacy professionals who have been there at home for a long time, or who didn't want to go out, to pursue a career. So this COVID situation has given a lot of opportunities which are related to work from home, right? And then, of course, as and when we keep waiting, keep watching, and there are various platforms which are available, we get come to know of various other opportunities which are available today. COVID-19 has, uh, not just COVID-19, but otherwise also, there is no lack of opportunity for qualified, talented pharmacy professionals. So there are opportunities, lots and lots of opportunities are there, but are we ready? Now, this is something which no one else will tell, but we have to think ourselves and we have to identify whether we are actually ready for those opportunities, or we are ready to embrace those opportunities or not. So, before we actually get into whether we are ready for these opportunities or not, we should understand how do we get a job in general, right? So, first thing is, we get the information about this vacancy. This vacancy information can come in, through various sources like friends and family, through various chat tools, Facebook, and wherever we are connected to. So they, come, and then we come to know about this opportunity, and we try to apply, right? In general, there could be four different steps involved to identify these opportunities. Okay, so first is get informed, then apply for it, face the interview, get selected. So these are in general for any dream job of us. We need to follow these four steps to get, to that particular job. Now, what are the various challenges we as pharmacy professionals face? So this is a question for our participants. Please use the chat tool to tell me what are the various challenges that you face on a day-to-day basis. When you are trying to apply for a job, you might face some challenge. Or, to get the information, you might some challenge, right? Face some challenge. So could you tell me through the chat box what different types of challenges you face to find the right opportunity? So this is a question to all the attendees. You can use the chat tool to tell us the various challenges that you face to find the right career opportunity. I'm waiting for the responses from the attendees. We have so many attendees here online, 143 on Zoom plus 30 on YouTube. So you can use the chat option to tell what are the challenges you are facing to know about this career opportunity. Anybody?
From YouTube, Akila Sudarsanam.
Yeah, I saw that, ma'am. Lack of exact information. Okay, anybody else? No, we need to keep this interaction going good, right? So please type the information that you feel you face as a challenge, to get the right opportunity. Okay, so Mena says many portals are available for job awareness, but they provide more about B.Pharm and M.Pharm, but not for PharmD. Exactly correct. Aisha says competition. Then Ranjita says experience. Akila says lack of information. Yes, these are some of the challenges, but then what to include and what to exclude in the resume and also the mandatory experience. Wonderful. So these are some of the challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis, right? For when we are getting the job opportunity. So now when it comes to the information, right? We get the information through primarily three sources. One is, of course, our friend and family, right? They come to know of some opportunity and they know that we are facing, we are looking for an opportunity. So they tell us this opportunity availability to us. The second one is, through job advertisement of various companies. And again, here there are a lot of things which are missing out specifically for farm days. I'll cover in the subsequent slides. And last one, a third option is www search. So World Wide Web search. What happens here is lot of opportunities are posted by individual people also online, but then we are not in a position to identify whether they are genuine or fake opportunities. So I'm part of couple of pharmacy groups. So there is one group which I'm part of, and we have about 1,29,000 healthcare professionals in that group. So what we faced, found there in that group is people, it's easy to create a website today. It just take half an hour to create a website. People create a website and post something, right? And our people, without actually knowing whether it is genuine or fake, they try to apply there, they put all the information there, and then ultimately they get cheated. So this is what is happening in general. Why this is happening? Because we are not aware, we do not know what to do in such cases. What are those opportunities and how to search them? What are the various tools which we should be using, right? There, and of course many opportunities are there for there for the experienced people, and freshers are not left with too many opportunities, right? So this is something we need to understand as to what we need to do. Why is it that we are not able to grab those opportunities? So let's try to understand that. Okay, so now suppose that we know that there is an opportunity, right? We have understood, we have come to know that there is an opportunity. Somebody in our group or some friend of us told that such an opportunity exists. So could we just apply just like that, just by seeing an opportunity, just by getting that link? Can we just apply to that opportunity? Actually, no, right? We cannot apply to every single job just because we are jobless. So there are some things which we should do. We should analyze, we should understand before actually applying for that particular job. What is it that we should do, right? So before we apply for a job, right, we have to analyze. And what is it that we have to analyze? We have to analyze ourselves, right? Why we have to analyze ourselves? We have to analyze ourselves to know our potential. Is it the potential or anything else? What is it that we need to analyze? We need to analyze our true potential, right? So how do we do that? We might have gained some knowledge and experience in our college. We might have been associated with various extracurricular activities in the college, but we have gained whether we have gained that skill set, right skill set to apply for that particular job or not, we have to identify. So what is it, what kind of tools we need to use for analyzing ourselves, right? So there are some tools which are there which can help us to analyze our potential, our true potential, and understand if that particular position is there for us or not. So what are those various tools, right? The first one is called as a SWOT analysis tool. So any idea about this tool, participants? Have you heard of the SWOT analysis? Just type in yes, no, if you've heard of this. Okay, fantastic. No problem. So SWOT analysis is generally used by pharmaceutical and not just pharmaceutical companies, all the bigger companies to analyze their, strength and weaknesses and to create a framework for, creating a particular project or strategy. Now, how SWOT analysis tool can use help us to analyze ourselves. Now, SWOT, SWOT, S, stands for strength. First of all, we have to identify our strength. What is it that we are strong at? What is it that we are good at? What is it that what is that good thing in us which can help us to scale up in our life? Which is that good thing that we can, grab to have a successful career? That strength. And then we have to understand our weaknesses also, right? So W stands for weaknesses. We have to analyze what are our weaknesses, and what, see, these weaknesses we can use to understand ourselves and improve on, right? So we have to just make a note of all these things, right? The second one was the weakness. Now, third one is the opportunities. So, what are the different opportunities available for us as a pharmacy professional? So, if you're a PharmD professional, you have to understand what are the various opportunities which are available in India. Or if you are applying for an opportunity in Chennai, then you understand what are the different opportunities which are available in Chennai, right? So, make a note of all these opportunities, right? Then there is something called as threat, right? So, what is the threat from? The threats to your career development from the external environment, right? So, these analysis we have to do on a piece of paper. You create a SWOT analysis for yourself. You identify your strength, you identify your weaknesses, you identify the various opportunities that are there in the market currently, and identify all the threats that are there currently, and how you can make use of this to scale up yourself and grab that career opportunity. So now the weakness can be converted to a competitive, right? You can be competitive by improving your weaknesses, working on your weaknesses. So once you know that these are the weaknesses, these are my weaknesses. Say for example, my weakness, when I was in the college, I was not able to type faster. So that was a weakness, right? In Microsoft Word, I was not able to type faster. So what I can do to improve on that weakness, I have to learn typing faster. That is one thing. Then otherwise, if I don't want to learn typing, then is there any tool which can help me in typing faster, right? So that all these weaknesses we have to improve on. Now, also all the threats that are there with respect to your job can be converted to a challenge. So you take those threats to a challenge and improve and try to become a specific perfect person, right? So now, when it comes to the learning environment in a college, we get four different, objectives in the college. The first one is, of course, the knowledge. We get the knowledge about medicines and practice. This is during our course in the college, right? So we get the knowledge, we get the information about medicines, we know how to practice medicine. Then we improve on our personal skills, right? The problem solving skills, decision making, communication skills, teamwork, all these things we learn during our coursework in the college. Whether through some activity during the cultural activities, we work as a team, we work, try to solve a problem, and then we learn, improve our personal skills. We have improved our knowledge, we have improved our personal skills. Then there is something called as attitude and values. So the attitudes is, it totally depend on yourself. We say that, that guy is, his attitude is not good, his attitude is very bad. This guy's attitude is perfect, he's so obedient, he does everything so nicely, and he has a attitude to gain something in life or get something in life, right? So your professional attitude is important there. Your social and cultural awareness is important. Your self awareness is important. So these are the attitudes and values we need to improve when you are studying in the college. right? Then of course you get the professional skills also during your college time. So these are the professional skills specifically for PharmDs. When they are in the final year of their session, they are involved more in the patient care, manage the medications, medicine information. They become educator of the medicine. They provide information about medicines. They become innovators. See, once you have the patient care, you are able to provide a medication guidance and also provide the medicine information. You can become an educator. You become an innovator. You get ideas. You innovate things, right? And then once you have all these things together, then you can upgrade, help the population and the public health. Now, all these four, parameters, the knowledge, the personal skills, the attitudes and the values, and the professional skills are gained during your college time. So it is important for us when you are studying in the college to understand, do a SWOT analysis and understand all our weaknesses and threats and understand these four parameters in life before we jump in for a job, right? Job opportunities are always there and they will always be there. Now the thing is whether what we can do to improve on the skill sets is important, right? Now what we do is we know that okay, SWOT analysis we have to do. Like for an individual, we have to do this. So just take a piece of paper, create four square boxes, and do a SWOT analysis for yourself. Now, if you do a SWOT analysis for yourself, you get something like this, right? So these are my strengths. So what are my strengths? I am a well-educated. I hold a master degree. My proficiency in English is good. I'm a patient and careful person. I can be a team worker. I have extensive reading. I'm a quick learner. So I'm just giving some ideas, right? So this can depend on an individual. So please be true to your heart and create a SWOT analysis for yourself first before you try to search a new job. This is the first thing that you have to do. Now, once you have identified these, try to improve on the weaknesses and improve, work on the threats. So once weaknesses can be converted, to a challenge or opportunity, and then threat can become a challenge for you. So you take that as a challenge and see why I'm not getting that job. If there is a job there and such a such person can get that job, what is it that I'm lacking to get that job, right? So improve on that part, right? So, what are the various skills that we need? So, during our graduation and masters in college, we would have acquired a number of expertise and skills. It is important to identify the skills, sharpen and upgrade the ones which we are weak or need improvement with the help of all resources on our, currently thanks to Google, your access to information and my access to information is almost the same, right? So we are empowered like never before, right? The only thing that differentiates, both of us is probably how we are utilizing that information. That's all, right? So it is purely, utilizing these resources in a right way is purely onto us. As an individual, I am responsible for my good and bad. The day I stop the blame game, I would identify myself, my skills, and all that I need to be successful. So this we need to understand at every single point of time that everything that is happening to me, I am responsible for, and no one else in this world is responsible for. So what is it that I need to do? All right. So you master yourself. So mastering yourself, yeah. Mastering others is the strength, and mastering yourself is the true power. So we have to master yourself to get that true potential in yourself, right? Then stay current. See, we have to remain updated from day one in the college till the completion of our course. We have to every single day get updated on the new things with respect to our career, with respect to our course material, with respect to our various opportunities which are available in the our area, right? So for that what we need to do. See, the Alvin Toffler, he's an American writer and futuristic businessman, and he's known for his works, discussing various modern technologies. So what he told was, The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So every day for you is a learning opportunity. The only thing we need to understand is how to unlearn and relearn, right? So there should be a continuous process of learning and relearning every single day. We should always remember, what is it that we should always remember? That altitude determines the attitude. This image, I'm sure, is a self-explanatory one, and I'll not go in detail. So our attitude in life determines our altitude. So our attitude has to be right, true, and we should be able to do best for ourselves. Now what next? Now that we know of an opportunity, we know our capability and career objectives, what is the next step that we should follow, right? This is a question to the candidates. What do you think? Now, once we have known that there is an opportunity, we know everything about it. Now, what is it that we need to do? What next? What is it that we should do? There is some lag in the YouTube broadcast, so probably, few seconds lag. So once we know that there is an opportunity and our career objectives are fixed, there is some steps we need to take. What is that next step? Attendees, if you are listening to me, please. So Abdul Rahman, yeah, he says prepare a CV. What else? Anything else? Find ways to grab the opportunity. Wonderful. What else? Personal development. Great. So personal development you would have done when you're doing the SWOT analysis. So you would have identified the weaknesses, the threats, and you would have started working on it, right? Yeah. So let's see what is the next step of, yeah. So next step is creation of a resume or a CV. So there is a difference between CV and resume and biodata. So resume is the shortest version of the biodata and CV, and generally it is the one which is sent for applying for a job, right? So now let's understand what are the ways we can do this, right? So before we get into this resume and CV, we should understand few things, right? Okay. So once we know that there is a job, we have to prepare our resume and then apply for it, right? Now let's understand how the resume will work, right? So resume is the first impression. It creates the first impression, and we understand that first impressions always last longer, right? And a good resume is a standard resume that gives a basic information about yourself. It has to be informative. It should showcase your qualifications, achievements, summary of what you do, how you do, and most importantly, how you can help the organization to achieve their goals and objectives, right? So in short, it has to tell why an organization must hire you, right? A good resume is the key, right? So whether we should, while keeping this informative, whether we should put our hobbies and interests and skills. Should we put our hobbies and interests on the slides, on the resume? Should we put these things on the resume? Hobbies, interests, skills. Exactly. Right. So we should not be putting hobbies, interests. Right? See, company does not have anything to do with your hobbies. See, if I love dancing or if I love singing, it is my personal objective, right? The company will not gain anything from it, right? Professional skills, yes, of course, you have to put all the professional skills that you can, the company can benefit out of, So depending on your these professional skills, the company might determine whether they should be hiring you or not. Now the best thing is the best way, yeah, the resume has to be kept simple, short, crisp, and informative. Right? Tell them what you have done and what you can do to get that particular job. Now, once you have prepared the resume, I'll share you some templates and everything. Once we shall add this. Yeah, there is a question from Vivita. She says, shall we add this online certificate on the resume? Yes, you can add the certificate on the resume in your certification sections. I'll cover more of that in the later parts. You can do that. Then once you have kept all the information ready, now we have to sit and work on the resume. So there are various options to create a resume, right? Customize the resume to your particular job. See, your basic resume is already ready. Just imagine that there is a resume which you have created. Can the same resume be sent for all the jobs? We cannot send the same resume to all the jobs, right? If there is I'm into medical communication, for example. If there is a requirement for regulatory writing, I cannot set the same resume, right? So I need to customize my resume to meet that particular requirement. That my current skill set, my current experience, my current knowledge, my current education, how is it going to help grab me that opportunity? So my resume has to be customized for that particular opportunity. So every time we get an opportunity, our resume has to be customized. It cannot be sent just like that. Try to create your best resume at any point of time. Whenever you are trying to send, it has to be best. You should not just keep one resume and whenever a job opportunity comes, just forward it and send it. Should never do that. Resume is something which is helping you to sell yourself in your absence. This is one thing we have to remember at all time, and then it will help us to create the best resume. Now, good resume is the key, right? It is the key to your success. Now, what happens is once you have created the resume, okay, we create the resume generally in a Microsoft Word document. And the Microsoft Word document, when we create a new document is named as new Word document, right? Or untitled. And you just start typing the resume and create the document, but you have not put the file name properly. So what you do, you just kept the resume name as untitled or new Microsoft Word. And can we send that resume to the prospective employer? No, right? We cannot do that. So the file name has to be perfect. So for example, if I am into medical communication, my experience is 13 years. I'll say Manoj Kumar underscore 13 years underscore medical communication. So that should be the file name. So the moment HR or the recruitment person sees that resume, he'll understand that yes, okay, this guy is 13 years experienced and his name is so and so and his experience is in so and so field. Then he'll feel like opening the resume. So most of the time, what we as pharmacy professionals mistake is, what we do is we send the a document just like that what we have created. We never try to freshen up. We never try to edit it. We never try to update it, and we don't even bother to rename the document before sending it. See, I have received resumes saying untitled doc, new doc, version 1 doc, test dot version 1 dot or something like that. So this is not the right way. This, we must understand that the HR professionals, the employers, they have a lot of other works to do, right? So we should make the job easier for them also. So when we are sending our document, it should be in such a way that they can be easily get interest to view the resume. Now, second one is file format. So what I mean by file format is when we create a Word document, we might be using either Microsoft Word or some other tools. When we send the same document to the HR professional, he or she might not have the particular software to open the document, right? Microsoft Word is not used all across. Some people use other softwares also, right? So we have to send the resume in a universal format, a format which is easy to evaluate or easy to access, right? So what is the universal format that we should be sending the resume in? What do you think? What is the universal format that we should be able to send it? Perfect. Aisha says, PDF. Motion says PDF. Yes, PDF is the universal format in which we should be sending our resume. We should never send the resume in a Word document, right? So some of us will be using 2003 version. Some of us will be using 2007 version. Some of us will be using 2019 version, which was recently launched, right? So it may not open in the HR's computer. But normally, 90 plus percent of the HRs will have access to the Adobe PDF or PDF version of the software. So we should be we should be sending the resume in a PDF format only. Right? Now there are tools, softwares which are available to create the resume of our choice. Now you have any idea what are these tools like? What kind of tools you can use? Any idea you have? What are the softwares you can use to create resume? Okay, Logeshwari says resume apps are available. Yes, there are softwares which are available. Anybody? Okay, so I'll just share one more screen of mine. If you're able to see the screen, this is the Microsoft Word document. Okay, so it has got so many templates. If you go to the search for templates here and just type resume, you can get many options here, hundreds of resumes which come in, right? So this is the easiest way to create a resume. Most of us are accessing Microsoft Word, and if you are not having access to, your college might have or your friend might have. So this is the easiest way to create resume, and it has got all the templates and features ready. And this is the latest version of it. And if you don't have the online purchased version of it, no problem. You can always go to Microsoft Office website, and all these resume options are available for free there. So you can always download these options for free. Okay. So am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was useful. I hope this was useful. This particular tip was useful to you. Some of you might be using and this tip, but I have been recently receiving a lot of resumes, but I don't see that people are using the latest version. So if you don't have this latest version, you don't have to worry at all. Go to Microsoft Office Online, just create a live ID or a Hotmail ID for free, and all this Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, you'll be able to use for free, the latest version of it, right? So this is the easiest way to create the resume. And apart from this, there are other tools and softwares also, but then they're complicated and we need to get the training also. We cannot just go and create resume just like that. So the easiest way is Microsoft Word document. So I'll just go back to my previous screen. Okay. So good resume is your key to success and key to getting a particular job. Now, now that we know of opportunities, we have our resume ready. What is the next thing that we should do? So this is a question to all of you. What is it that we need to do next? So we have the opportunities, we have the resume ready, right? We have edited it multiple times and we have kept in the proper file name also. What is the next step that we should be doing?
Sir, full screen mode.
It's not full screen. Okay. it fine?
Now it's okay, sir.
It's in full screen?
No, sir, you have to put it in.
So this is the problem. When I switch over to the previous screen, it just goes off. I think this should be the full screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The slides are visible now?
Yes, sir. There is
Okay. So this is again a question to the candidates. Now, to all our attendees today. Now we have the opportunities, we have learned how to create the resume. What is it that we need to know next? What do you think we should do next? Apply for it? Go for the interview? Yeah? Okay, so Junaid Khan says send resume for attending the interview. Yeah, that's right. So once you have everything ready, you need to send it to the prospective employer, right? So what is the most used tool, right? It's the email. So email is something that we send in general. We come to know of an opportunity, we got the email ID of the HR and we want to send an email to the HR now. Remember, again, the first impressions again here also last. The first thing is we have to have a good email ID. So when we are in the college, we have the habit of creating email IDs like cute boy, right? Or cute boy Manoj or cute boy something, right? Or some other names. So we should not be using this ID for our professional purposes. The email ID has to look little professional, and it should show your full name if possible. Say for example, if I have to create an email ID, I should create something like manoj.kumar@gmail.com or manoj.kumar.yadava@gmail.com. So this looks little professional. Ideal is to have your own domain, like for example, manojkumaryadav.com, hello at or something like that. But in college life, it may not be possible. So we can have a professional looking email ID. So at least the email ID should look professional. It should not be something, which the HR will find it difficult to correlate, with your name. It should not look like that, right? So once you have the email ID, once you have created the email ID, you need to have the attachment of the resume that you need to send. Now the attachment is you have already created the PDF, so that serves as an attachment, right? So there are some do's and don'ts which we need to follow when we are sending the email. Whenever we send an email, there has to be some subject, right? So for example, if I'm applying to Covin's vacancy for medical writer, Covin's is a company in Bangalore, which is now currently hiring, for medical writer. So if I'm applying for a position for a medical writing in Covin's, the subject has to specify that, subject has to put their job code, because all these companies, when they put the vacancies out, they do a job coding for all the vacancies. So we have to put the job code or name, uh, the job for which we are applying to in the subject. Then when it comes to the body text, we have to do a salutation. So dear sir, madam, or dear doctor, Vani, whatever. And then we have to have a body text with reference to this job vacancy. I'm applying for this job. And then we should say, and by a signature. Yours truly, yours obediently, or something, whatever you feel good. It should be sent that way. And then before you send, you have to ensure that your attachment is correct. And you should not be sending the wrong attachment, because this is the only chance you have to reach out to the employer. Supposing that you send a wrong attachment and then again you send a right attachment, you already have missed that opportunity or the chance. So this is something which we should remember. Now, during our college days, today's generation has access to all the applications, all the softwares, and all the latest gadgets. Now, this is part of a survey which I had done in my previous webinar. So in this survey, if you see, most of the students are using WhatsApp, you know, and most of them are also using Instagram. Okay, this is good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's really good. But then when we are trying to search for professional growth or search for professional perspective, objectives, we should be present on some platforms which are really good, right? So what are those platforms? So we should be present on LinkedIn. This is the number one platform, which is actually a good option for searching job opportunities. We should also be present on Twitter because Twitter is the most current information which is available on Twitter, and a lot of conversations related to professional activities happen on Twitter. Of course, all these platforms have good and bad, there are pros and cons, but then amongst all these platforms, Telegram is LinkedIn is the most professional platform which is used by millions of people across the globe, right? So, and during this survey, when I asked the students, and even some of the lecturers were also present in this survey, they responded. Only 40% of the people were aware of LinkedIn. So, this is a question to you again. How many of you are present on LinkedIn? How many of you are present on LinkedIn? This is a question to you. How many of you are present on LinkedIn? Okay. So now if few people have responded they are present on LinkedIn, it's good. Now just being present on LinkedIn is not good. Okay, we have to do a lot of things to make our profile be visible to the employers, prospective employers. So there are things which we need to do, right? So what is it that we need to do? So I'm just pausing my slide for a few seconds, and then I'll show the LinkedIn page and then try to explain from there. Is it okay? Madam, my voice is audible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'm just pausing this presentation and I'm just sharing my web screen. Okay, so I hope you are able to see the screen here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this page is called as LinkedIn. I'll just so you have a lot of features in LinkedIn. Okay, so what it does is we have to have a profile on LinkedIn. This is the first thing we should have. So our photo, what we can do, that has to be there. Then how we can help to the company. So this is how a profile looks like on LinkedIn, right? So it will also show how many people have viewed your profile, how many times you appeared on the searches in the last few days. Then it also shows what are the different activities you have done, what your experiences and everything, right? It will show all of that here. Now, what is important for you here is, for PharmD professionals is, once you are on LinkedIn, you have access to this page, right? So this page is very, very important page. Like once I have created my LinkedIn profile, see, it automatically shows me the various job opportunities which are available. Okay. You're able to see the screen, right? So this particular page will show all the different opportunities that is available based on my profile. Okay, based on my profile. And you can also search for various opportunities which are available in your area. So if you just say current location from your phone, it will show the nearest job opportunities based on your profile, which are available to you, right? And you can also, remember that SWOT analysis we did. We had identified the skills and everything, right? So once you have identified the skill set of yours, which is really strong, you can go back here, come back here, and then type that particular specific skill. Like for example, if I say write medical writing, right? So if I say medical writer here and then search, it will give me hundreds and thousands of opportunities which are available. So since my profile is from Bangalore, it will show most of the opportunities here in Bangalore. See, if you are able to see, it shows 196 opportunities which are available in medical writing here in Bangalore currently, right? And then it also shows, once you have updated the profile properly, it also shows how many alumni of yours are working here in Bangalore, right? So, for example, in my case, it shows 31 alumni work here in Bangalore, this particular company, PPD, right? So, all these opportunities it will give. Now, there is another tip that is available for you here. When you are creating your resume and you are applying for a job, you should see the job description of that particular company profile, right? So, for example, if I go to this PPD, if I click on PPD, you're able to follow, right? Please respond in the chat box. You're able to follow me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, this is a question to the candidates. Yeah, okay. And I hope this is interesting also. Okay, fantastic. So, okay, now when you are creating the resume, remember I said you have to modify your resume for every new job opportunities that you are getting, right? So, what is it that you need to do? Just see this particular section. I have clicked on this left side. There is a PPD, in PPD company, there is an option for medical writer. So, on the right side, you can see about the company, what is the purpose of the particular requirement, what is the functions that is expected out of that job, what is the educational background in the experience, right? What are the knowledge and skills and abilities that particular job is looking for, and what kind of environment the company provides you, and location, industry, job functions, and everything, right? So if you see this one, you get idea to create or modify your resume based on the particular job description, right? So you have come to know about the opportunity. You have the basic resume ready, right? So when I say basic resume, the basic resume should be containing only your name, your qualification, your basic address, your email ID and phone number, right? That is the basic resume. That is like a skeleton of your resume, right? Based on every new job opportunity, you have to modify your resume to and then send it to the particular company. So this particular job descriptions on LinkedIn will help you to modify or update your resume to the best possible way. You open any job, this will give you all the information that particular company is looking for, right? So Novotech is another company where they also tell you what is the desired qualification, right? So based on your qualification, it will show the various job opportunities. All these companies will show. And if you want to know about the company in detail, then you can also go to the company's page and then understand, right? See the information there. But before you come to this level or able to search these particular jobs, having a LinkedIn profile with proper information is a must. Now, what do I mean by proper information? There are about 6 or 7 informations that you have to fill in LinkedIn. Now, let's try to cover one by one. The first one is, of course, you should have a profile photo, which is front facing, not a selfie or a side facing photo. That has to be there, in a neat background. The photo is must. Now, the second thing is, if you see this particular content web apps, if you see follow my cursor, this particular section is important. It should highlight, what you are doing or, about your current profession, right? Then below that will be your name. And then if you are following the highlight here, selected option, it will show you in 120 characters, you have to tell what is your specialization, right? So that also you can put it. Then once you have that, see, all these things can be edited here, right? Yeah. So if you want to add an experience, you can add an experience by going here. Or if you're a fresher, you will not have this experience, so it doesn't matter. For example, some of the students, they're working in the college in different activities, right? So they can even put that reference here in below this section. During the education, if you click on the education, for example, see, it will tell you to put your school, degree, field of study, year of start, grade, and see this section called activities and societies. In activities and societies, you will be able to put everything that you have done, which you think is a skill set for you to grab that particular job and opportunity. And in the description again, you can describe more in detail. And if you have, say, for example, some media gallery, photos and videos, you can upload here. Now, media and photo again creates a lot of good impact. So, for example, one of my junior, she got, she was receiving a award from Dr. Abdul Kalam, right? So, if she uploads that particular photo here, right? The moment HR comes to this particular page, it will grab his attention, right? So this is how it can make you can make your profile look really good. You have to just do a SWOT analysis first and then come to this particular page. See, creating a LinkedIn page is not one day's job. You have to do multiple times. You have to take many days. One section you can keep updating every single day, and then you can just keep on updating, right? So, one of the attendees has put a question: how to make your profile look professional? So, I'm not sure what your name is here, but then see, to make your profile look really professional, as I told you, the upper top portion. If you see this highlight here, this information is a must, right? Your photo has to look good, front facing, and you have to have this information updated. And once you have all this information updated, the next part comes is to keep yourself active on LinkedIn. Just creating a profile here will not make any sense. You need got to be really active on LinkedIn. Once you are active, then it becomes easy for you to access the jobs. And see, another thing that we as pharmacy professionals are not doing much is we are not writing articles, sharing our experiences. So you as pharmacy professional might have come across certain things which you want to share with the world. So LinkedIn becomes the easiest way to reach out to the world, to the group of professional pharmacy professionals, wherein thousands and thousands of people are accessing LinkedIn every single day. Now, according to a statistics of last year, about 6 people join single second, every single second on LinkedIn. So 6 people are joining every 6 seconds, and all these people are the highly qualified and professionals. More than 50% of the people on LinkedIn are millionaires, right? So just imagine the standard and the level. All the CEOs, MDs, and HRs are present on LinkedIn. So we cannot neglect LinkedIn for our professional career, right? So this is one thing which I wanted to show you here. LinkedIn in the job section, search. And then there is another section called as network. Okay. In the network, see if you see my profile here, right now I'm connected to about 3,800 people here, and about 5,000 of this, 5,440 connections. So you can just browse the connections here, and if you want to connect to somebody, you can connect if they're related to your profession or your skill set that you are looking for, right? Okay. So there is some question which has come in, which says, what is the suggestion about attending walk-in interviews and how to come to know about the availability? See, again, walk-in interviews are most of the time displayed on the company's website, and also if you are on LinkedIn, and if you say, for example, if you are following the page right now here, see this page. If I click the home page here, it shows me all the latest updates here, right? So people, keep updating the job opportunities here, and you will come to know. This is the easiest and the best way. You know, this will not have any fake job postings. Generally, LinkedIn does not allow, and people are so professional here that they'll not just put something here on LinkedIn, right? So that is the easiest way. And for prepare, as far as the preparation is concerned, you got to have three, four, or five passport size photos. You have to have the basic resume, and whatever profile you are planning to go for that interview, right? The resume has to be modified for that particular profile, and you should be able to present yourself for at least 2 minutes. And if the HR says, start, tell me about yourself, about what kind of job you're looking for, and what kind of position we are hiring, whether you are comfortable, you should be able to explain all of that in say 2 or 3 minutes time, because The attention span of any person is about 6 to 7 seconds. And if your resume, when you are showing it to the HR, if it grabs the attention in that next 6 seconds, then that guy will be interested to speak to you. Otherwise, he or she may not be interested to speak to you. Right? So you have any questions you want to ask on this, then I'll be more than happy to answer on LinkedIn. Then we can move on to the next session. Okay, so any questions are coming for LinkedIn? Okay. So see, career related, you have a lot of opportunities available for PharmDs. You got an opportunity in hospital, you got an opportunity in pharmacovigilance, you got an opportunity in medical writing. Medical writing was not explored so much for PharmDs, but then this is something which is really, available for you. Earlier, for medical writing, they even used to have M.Pharms, but now since the PharmDs are available, most of the companies they are preferring PharmDs because they have a very good knowledge, and they are also capable of handling both medicine and the human anatomy. Right, so that is the reason why medical writers from PharmDs are a preferred option these days. Okay, so another question is, shall we share our articles and current update like attending webinars on LinkedIn? Yes, definitely. Anything that has to do with your professional activity, you should be sharing. Anything that has to do with your personal activity, you should be sharing that on Instagram or Facebook. That is a preferred option. But anything that has to do with your professional activity, please share on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a wonderful platform and is accessed by thousands and lakhs of people every single day, right? So anything else you have on any questions on LinkedIn, then we can, if not, then we'll move on. Any questions on LinkedIn? Percentage of marks, yeah. So one question Vaishali has asked, adding percentage of marks in resume is right. See, you can just mention your grade, that is good enough. So as far as jobs are concerned, I'm not, I'm very much confident that most of the companies these days, they're not hiring based on the percentage. All they need is the right skill that you have for that particular opportunity or not. Okay. So I'm just closing that particular session and then we'll continue on to the slide. So anything else, if you want to know on LinkedIn, then I'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, so there is one question nowadays. None are aware of our course. Everyone says studying 6 years of pharmacy is waste of years. Say this one definitely without missing. So see, Shri Hari, this particular statement is not. I don't agree with this particular statement because if you see the opportunities that are available on LinkedIn currently, just by seeing the job description, most of the PharmD's professionals do not want to apply for that opportunity. This is a real hard fact that I'm sharing with you. That is the reason why this is happening is we are not equipped or not skilled to apply for that particular job. Please don't take me wrong, but this is the fact. We are not able to, highlight ourselves. We are not able to showcase ourselves, our talent on to the public and also to people. And we are not able to, showcase our skill set that we have acquired. See, if you see any job opportunity that is available currently, the job description that they have given today, are we able to actually highlight, ourselves and capable enough to, apply for that job instantly? Is a big question mark. We say that we are not getting job even after doing 6 years of graduation or doing a master's degree. The fault is most of the time on us. Please don't take me wrong, but this is a fact. It's a very, very hard, bitter truth which is currently there. If you see for a medical writing position in Bangalore itself, about 200 medical writing positions are available today, as on today, as we speak now. And many of the companies are even ready to give work from home options to many students, but they are not finding the right candidate. When I say right candidate, the most important one for medical writing is, of course, the communication skill, the writing skill, which is completely lacking in us. So we need to improve on this. See, remember I told you that SWOT analysis. We have to do a SWOT analysis for ourselves. Try to improve on those, things, and then only we'll be able to grab those opportunities. Right? Okay. So now that we have, understood that we have applied for various jobs. First thing was, of course, getting the information, then applying, then sending an email, then applying through LinkedIn. So another thing that I forgot to tell you was, when you are on LinkedIn, 80% of the time you don't have to send your resume to the employer. LinkedIn gives you an easy to apply option wherein just by click of a button you can send your resume to a prospective employer, right? So you don't have to send an email there. So that is the most important advantage here. Okay, and once you have started applying for the jobs, the one thing that is currently lacking in us is we are not able to track our applications. So we just keep sending the resumes and we just keep forgetting. At the end of the day, we don't even follow up, or we do a case study on what is happening to those resumes that we have sent. So one suggestion from my side is keep a track in the form of an Excel sheet. Create an Excel sheet, put the company name, job applied for, applied date, and the result, right? So if you have not received the response in some time, most of the HRs will not reply you unless you are selected. Only if you are selected, they'll respond to you. If they have not responded to you, that means they have rejected your candidature. Then go back to the job description that you had applied for and work on the yourself, right? Improve your skill sets. Try to understand why that particular job was not given to you. What is it that was lacking? See, communication skill is the biggest hurdle among the pharmacy professionals today, right? If I say, tell you, to write on a particular topic, one page content, I'm sure it will be very difficult for most of us, right? It is not so easy. So we have to improve our communication skill first. Unless our communication skill is good, any kind of job you go for, right? Communication skill is a must, right? During the college time, most of the time we neglect this fact, but communication skill is must, today's requirement. So tracking the job is important to understand where you are and what you should be doing, right? And another thing that we should do is we should follow the ants rule book of life. What the ants do in general, ants are one of the biggest threat to me. I have been troubled by ants all the time. So when we start observing the ants, what we learn from them, they teach us be brave. Whatever the situation is, they are always brave. They just carry on with their duty without getting disturbed. They have a sense of discipline, right? They have a spirit of sharing. They ignore diversions. They are the least diverted but animals. Then they mind their business. They prepare ahead. They work hard and they adapt to surroundings. They are always in a team, right? So this my suggestion is to follow this rule book of life and always be on a improving side. Try to keep on improving on various aspects of your own self. Finding complaints, finding points on others is a very easy thing, but improving on our own self, improving on our own negative self is the toughest thing. So we should try to improve on those aspects, and then rest of the things becomes easy. Then be good, do good, and be an expert. Be an expert in whatever you are. See, it is not necessary that you go only for pharmacovigilance or any medical writing course or anything else. Today, there is no dearth of opportunities for our professionals. See, I know pharmacy people who are working in Amazon. I know pharmacy people who are working in pharmaceutical waste management. See, pharmaceutical waste management is another thing that is, grabbing attention of many of us. You can do a research on that, and you can get to know more information about that also. So that is also a good field, right? So be an expert in whatever you are. There are few pharmacy friends of mine who are into fine arts, right? Who are into singing, okay? Who are into organic farming. So you can do whatever you want. The only thing is, what is that attitude that you have to get into, right? Now, next is, of course, the question and answer. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer and try to answer to the best of my knowledge. One question that has already come in from Mehnaz is: many provide skill certification, PV, SAS, etc., paid courses. Is it important to be certified? Mehnaz, to be very frank with you, it is not important to be certified. It is important to be knowledgeable. As long as you are knowledgeable, you don't need a certificate. But yes, certificates are required for applying to a job, but for performing in the job, you may not need it. So get that knowledge first, and then certificate will automatically come to you. See, most of us, we attend the webinars only to get certificate. That should not be the attitude. Attitude has to be for learning. Once you learn that particular topic or subject, you become master in that. Certificate does not matter to you anymore, right? You see, any company you go, they'll ask you to solve a problem. They'll give you a problem and ask you to solve that problem. So it is important how you're going to solve that problem, right? So it'll happen only if you are knowledgeable enough. Your certificate is not going to help in there. Only your knowledge and skills are going to help. So improve your knowledge, improve your skill set. Certificates are always there. There are thousands of certification programs going on today as we speak. So what I'll do is, once we finish off this session, I'll send you a list of resources I can share with Dr. Shanti and the team, and then they'll be able to share back to you. There are lots of resources. There are a lot of online courses which are available. There are thousands of free courses which are available. The government of India is also, organizing, having a sessions for free pharmacy courses. There are about 8 different pharmacy courses which government of India is also, conducting on their platforms. So those links I can share with you, and you can just join and improve your knowledge. The only thing that we should bother at this point of time is to improve our skill set, improve our knowledge and skills. That's all, nothing else. You don't bother for anything else. How many likes, how many shares you got on your Instagram page or Facebook page will not matter to you today, right? All that you gain in your subject courses or knowledge that you gain is going to make a huge difference for you in your future life, right? So now the next one is, of course, the any other questions you have for me? Any questions for me, madam? This is like almost I'm completing my session. So is there any question that we can take up?
There was one question posted on YouTube.
Yes,
Akila
ma'am.
Sanam.
Yes,
She
ma'am.
was asking, sir, the single page resume looks professional, and can you just say for a few words about regulatory affairs?
Yeah, so yeah, Kila, this is a fantastic question. See, single page resume is what is required today. You don't have to put pages together, because just imagine the situation of a HR professional. He'll not have a time, right? When he gets a resume, he just glances, top sections and probably the bottom section of the resume, and just that's it, right? You have to make it interesting. You have to make it interesting in the sense you have to highlight as to how you are going to help solve his problem or his requirement currently. So, for example, there you have asked for a regulatory affairs, right? So, a company might be hiring you for a regulatory affairs position because they want to launch a product in, say, for example, Himalaya. They want to launch a product in, say, Vietnam. Okay, so they are hiring you for that particular position. Now you should do a background work before you apply for that position as to what that company is doing, what kind of products and services they have, and how are you going to help them with your knowledge and skills that you have gained so far, right? So these knowledge and skills we are going to solve a problem for the company. Only if you are able to solve that problem from for the company, then it becomes interesting for you also and for the company also, because that becomes a long-lasting relationship for the company and you. Then you will not feel like leaving the job. Once you start loving your job, you'll not feel like leaving the job, right? So for that, you need to do a background research. You have to just create a single page resume, highlight what you can do, how you can solve the problem for the particular company, right? And that's it. Regulatory affairs, yes, lot of vacancies are currently there. Even if you are willing to work in Bangalore, yes, Bangalore has a lot of vacancies. I'm not sure of other places, but if you want me to check, definitely I can check and let you know. That's not a problem. Anything else? Any
Uh,
other question?
Monica L has raised her hand. Monica L,
Okay. Okay.
Monica L, do you have a question, ma? I don't think she has a question, sir.
Okay. Fine, fine, madam.
Already there are some questions in the chat box.
Yes, sir. So chat box, most of the questions I have taken. Is PharmD an overqualified individual to do medical coding? Not at all. It all depends on what kind of companies you join. For medical coding is a great requirement to today. A lot of companies have, for example, in Bangalore, you have IQVIA. They have medical coding, and there are a lot of companies which hire for medical coding. It is not overqualified. It is the only thing is what position you are joining. If you are joining for a very entry level position, then you may be highly qualified for them, but otherwise it doesn't matter. Some people are saying after completing PharmD we can take MD and can do consultation. Is it true? I'm not sure about it, so I'll not be answering that question. There are a lot of forwards messages on this particular topic, but then so far there is no clarification which has been issued on this. But then I have come to know of some cases wherein PharmDs are working with MDs, right? And they are kind of practicing in we have in Bangalore also there is a PharmD who runs a clinic, and he practices. He does a lot of patient counseling and he charges for it, right? So this is something which we can do, and you can practice definitely. You can do patient counseling. You cannot do a prescription. You cannot write a prescription as per the rules, but you can do a patient counseling, and you can work with doctors for sure. And then that way you can do it. Kindly tell me the link or website to do online courses. Yes, there are a lot of available options. What I'll do is I'll send a list of it, so madam can share with you, or if you
Yeah.
respond to the feedback form through that also you'll get it. So I have just put a link here on the chat box. You can just put a generic feedback here, and then I'll be answering to that. And those who fill in that question will directly get the based on their responses, they'll get an email to the queries. So yeah, that's all. Anything else? So this is the feedback for my question, my session today. Uh, yeah. So there is, sir. Can you please suggest some working areas where the freshers can be appointed? So freshers can be trained on various aspects. They can do medical writing. They can be teaching is obviously there. Medical writing is a great thing. You can get into regulatory writing. You can get into medical coding. There are other options also. There is a whole list of it. I can share that to you. Not a problem. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay. So thank you, Wishes. Thank you.
I don't think there are any more
Okay. So
questions.
if there is no question, then that's it. I'll conclude it.
Okay, sir.
So I would like to, thank the management of and principal and staff of KK College of Pharmacy for inviting me to conduct today's session. I thank Chairman Professor KUMAR Murugan sir, Vice Principal Dr. Babu, Convener Dr. Meena, and coordinators and committee members. My special thanks to Dr. Shanti and Dr. Ramalakshmi for constantly in touch with me and guiding me for today's requirement. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Muruganathan sir for his guidance and support, and he has been there for so many years, connected to me for so many years. Thank you so much.
Thank
There
you.
is
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. There is one question which has come. Mehnaz has asked, pharmacy opportunities in government sector. Mehnaz, this is a very controversial question actually. And there are opportunities, but then they are not getting highlighted somehow. And most of the government pharmacists in almost all the states are working towards it. I know for sure that there is one All India Government Pharmacists Association, and there is in Karnataka Registered Pharmacists Association. They are working towards this particular, you know, they are working with the government, wherein they are trying to work with the government and find out the various opportunities. And PCI is also, coming up with various guidelines for this particular task. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you.
madam. Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful session, sir. Now I request
Thank
our dynamic principal, madam, Dr. A. Meena, madam, to give the appraisal speech.
Thank you, Manoj sir, for the wonderful presentation. It's
Thank you.
absolutely
Thank
an
you.
excellent session. We all enjoyed a lot. And
Thank
you
you,
have
ma'am. Thank you.
clearly given explanation about what are the job opportunities available, how to grab those opportunities, how to do SWOT analysis, how the weaknesses and the threat can be converted to challenges. You've given clear idea about everything for the pharmacy professional to enter into the digital platform. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
also, you've just gave the idea about how to prepare the resume and how the important the LinkedIn for the pharmacy professional.
Ma'am, LinkedIn is absolutely important, and through your platform, through you, I'll try to request all the pharmacy professionals to stop spending time with other platforms and go on to LinkedIn. Especially when they're studying, they're trying to acquire new skills. LinkedIn is a platform that is going to help you a lot. They have various resources. There is a section that I have not shown you here on the session today. That itself requires about 1 to 2 hours of session, where we can do understand the platform better. There is a learning section in LinkedIn where you can learn new skills. You can watch videos. There are a lot of sections there. You can have professional groups. You can join professional groups. So, for example, if you are interested in regulatory writing, you can join the regulatory writing groups wherein lot of conversation, professional conversation happen in that group, right? Unlike the Facebook wherein we are, or Instagram wherein we are sharing the information, posting some pictures and creating some memes. LinkedIn is a highly professional platforms wherein we get all the professional, you know, tools and techniques to upgrade ourselves. So we don't actually need any other course material. We just need to have a presence on LinkedIn and utilize that particular platform correctly. Of course, there are ways as to how this has to be done. There are guidelines as to how it has to be done. It has to be done. But then once we are onto that particular platform, we'll start. See, when we got the smartphone for the first time, we are never used to it, right? But slowly, when we started using it, it became part of our life, and now without smartphone, we can't live it. So similarly, LinkedIn is also just like that. It may appear a little different, but once you are there on the platform, it becomes just easy to you, right? So you can be there, and then a lot of opportunities will come to you. We need to do an introspection first, do a SWOT analysis first, and understand why we are not getting that opportunity. And another thing that is lacking in pharmacy professionals as such is we are not highlighting our importance to the public. Why it is happening is because, see, if you go to LinkedIn and see, just go to LinkedIn right now after this session, log in there and see what kind of discussions are happening and what is your contribution there, right? As a professional, as a pharmacy professional, what is it that you can do to uplift the profession? The same thing, what professional activities are getting discussed on LinkedIn, if that can be customized to a general public on Facebook and Instagram, then we can create a lot of awareness in public on Facebook and Instagram about the importance of pharmacists. We are not working towards it. Only a handful of people are actually working towards it, and they are struggling. They need our support. Only if we all together unity is we unite together and do something, then we can create a storm, and we can create an awareness about our profession amongst the general public. And once the general public knows that importance of pharmacy professional, then you don't have to worry at all. See, currently also the first point of contact is always a pharmacist. When the patients cannot afford a doctor, they go to a pharmacist. They first go to the nearby pharmacy and see if they can guide with some medicine or give some basic medicine to them, right? So that is the starting point for us. Do a community service, do a patient counseling. Start from your nearest place, start from your home, from neighborhood, and then highlight the importance of pharmacists. Talk about it, and then definitely we will be there. And nobody can stop us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your motivation. And also, finally, you have included that the students how they should be brave and how they should be disciplined, how they have to work hard, how they have to be in a team to grow. Thank you for your motivational words
Thank you,
also,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Manoj sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Actually, we're supposed to thank you.
No.
It was a fabulous presentation. Hope it will definitely be useful for the students, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank,
ma'am.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks. So we can close this session now.
Sir, vote of thanks. We'll finish with the vote of thanks.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Now I request my dear colleague, Dr. Divya K, to give the vote of thanks.
Warm and graceful morning to our most valued speaker, management, worthy teachers, and my most beloved students, as well as one and all gathered over here. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of KK College of Pharmacy, first of all, extend my most sincere thanks to Almighty. I extend a very hearty thanks to the beloved speaker, Mr. Kumar Yadava, who spared his time to grace the occasion with his inspirational thoughts. Sir, the session was very informative and interesting. Thank you very much, sir. My heartfelt thanks to our chairman, Professor K.R. Arumugam, sir, Vice Chairman, Dr. Babu, sir, Principal, Dr. Meena, ma'am, and Vice Principal, Dr. Shanti, ma'am, for providing the opportunity to conduct webinar on pharmacy career, the need of digital tools. I would like to convey my thanks to Dr. Senthil Kumaran, sir, Dean, and Dr. Vaidilingam, sir, Director of KK College of Pharmacy, for assisting in coordinating this event. I extend my special thanks to Dr. Ramalakshmi ma'am, HOD, Department of Pharmacy Practice, and all the executive committee members for their contribution in making this event a great success. Last but not the least, I would like to take this opportunity to place in record my hearty thanks to all my colleagues and students of KKCP and also the participants for their participation in this webinar. Once again, I thank one and all present here. And I would like to make an announcement that KK College of Pharmacy will conduct its first international webinar, which is also KKCP's 13th webinar series. It will be held tomorrow between 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. The topic for the session is Quality by Design, Industrial Approach. Hence, I request everyone's full support in making this session to a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We can leave. I can leave, ma'am, in this.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so